Hi there, welcome to episode 14 of my Sea Ice Challenge series. I'm Icon and today we're going to lay down some carpets and hope for a spaceship or some land-bound caravan which is willing to give us some more silver. Meanwhile, I'm starting to research the multi-analyzer technology and yeah, well, we're going to start to build towards that spaceship slowly, and this is the ultimate goal for this series. So if anybody was asking where do we end, poor old Bishop has to leave this ice cube of a world because, you know, I certainly wouldn't want to live here. Maybe down there, but Bishop has enough of this place. He wants to get off this place. At least that's what I want to do. So there's a lot of work to do before we can get there for sure. So it'll all start with some more traders, I suppose. I need to keep an eye out for my food stocks now, because even though I got plenty of food right now, we got some wolf, we got some bunny, we got more rice. Right now I'm not breeding any food, and therefore it's worth to keep an eye out for the food clock because it stays ticking. But sadly I can't do more than just waiting for the next incident right now because I got no building materials available, so I won't be able to do anything. I don't want to spend the last few scraps of stone here. That's just 5 walls. Neither do I want to spend my wood, because wood is a very, very valuable emergency heat generator. And yeah, there's really not much to do, so let's see what'll happen next. Now, the actual next thing that happened was just the next patch of cotton going ready for harvest. Beyond that, we just had a few peaceful days of researching towards the multi-analyzer and doing straight out nothing except for eating tasty food and staying healthy and happy. I feel quite good for Bishop. He had a pretty hard time, you know. It's only fair that he's now getting some downtime. I guess I will be able to harvest another full patch of cotton before I need to swap back to food production. I really feel like the installation of a real carpeting is one such big step towards cultivated living. I can't put it into more fitting words. I feel like I'm at a lack of words. This poor guy, living since 3 years like that, and now he has finally fine, fuzzy, warm carpet beneath his feet. Imagine that. And we have a exotic goods trader. Quick O Export Company. Okay, let's see. I hope these guys are buying my stuff. No, they're not. I hate exotic goods traders when you're out of money. They are so awesome when you got money, but if you don't have money, they're among the most useless things that could encounter you. That you could encounter. Sorry. Now, we're going to buy exactly 1 component, because that's all I can afford, and be a little bit sad about the fact that it's going to be about it. I was so looking forward to the next trader, and now that. Let's see, Bishop is not that unhappy anymore because of the recent... Because it's been a few days that he had to do malicious things to people in graves, but it's time to continue the malicious things. Well, I just want to keep creating items. Also, somebody mentioned in the comment section lately that Noble Apparel would sell off for more money than the parkas. I like that idea. We're going to get there, but first I want to research the multi-analyzer. Or do I? No. Let's just put that in between. A inventor named Addie. Let's check out Addie. She's jealous, volatile, and trigger happy. That's a pretty bad combo. and I don't really need her help here. How is she geared? Well, that button-down shirt is sure quite powerful. Now, let's rescue Eddie. Rescue. I don't feel bad about these things anymore. I'm more, like, grateful for the materials that fell from the sky. I feel like before I am able to upgrade this place and make it larger, there's really no good way of bringing new people into my place, you know. I think that's one of my biggest issues here. The lack of spacing to make that that living easier. So Addie has died. Who would have thought that? Oh man, this has happened way too often now. But at the same time, I'm only that far away from getting myself another colonist into this place, and that's really good. I mean, technically, I think I would be already able to do this, but I am really picky when it comes down to the traits of people, and even worse, Addie had no skill for plants, and therefore she had no skills I needed for this place. And since I think I won't be scaling this place beyond 3 colonists ever, everybody here should pull his weight, you know. And Bishop is only here because he has pretty good passions. His traits are really not that good. Alrighty, so another poor person fell from the sky and fell victim to this place. What can I say? What can I do? Let's wait until the noble apparel has been researched and see what happens in between. Apart from yet another impossible rescue quest that has appeared in my vicinity, nothing really happened except for the next batch of cotton plants slowly turning ready to be harvested, and the royal apparel research suddenly felt really important after the noble apparel research, and yeah, one thing led to the other, but there was not really any incident whatsoever on this peaceful day. Gotta say, Bishop has now a pretty stable place to live here, and I'm quite happy considering how chaotic and grim things were when we started out. This is like a little paradise now. So yeah, except for the occasional raiders. So look at that massive upgrade. They now come with revolvers. Okay, I mean, overall, I am not unhappy at all that they now come with revolvers, because that means the average loot will be better. But also, this is quite distressing, because that means the average raider will now be much more impactful and much more scary than it used to be. But that's okay. I got plans to deal with that, and these plans look like this. I want to craft myself a own assault rifle for sure, and beyond that we're just going to put up what's it called again? Your turrets. Dang, words sometimes. We're going to put up turrets against that. And the rest is going to be managed by the hypothermia. Also, I got really nice places for cover, so that was no problem whatsoever. That was a easy fight. I just think that I really need to outrange my enemies here, first and foremost, and that's just where the charge rifle is not sufficient anymore. Alright, now we're going to swap back to rice plants because my food stocks were running a little bit low now. And I don't feel too well with that. I mean, 130 are by all 130 rice in the bank are by all means far from being something I should be too concerned about or anything. But you know, let's not wait until it turns into something we need to be concerned about. Okay, now let's smelt weapons, and this is going to be a very special job. I'm only going to use this now like as often as I have gear, because it's really a pain to automate firearm smelting jobs in a way that it's not really, well, full of bad surprises. Let's call it that. As soon as they start smelting in assault rifles, you know what I'm talking about. All right. Sadly, this harvest is totally not enough to sustain us, or to finish our carpeting project, much I should rather say. Okay, where's the fire? There we go. All right. Eclipse into discharge. Nasty. Truly nasty. So, Bishop's wife. My god. First his brother and now his wife. Grump. She's an undergrounder and she's too smart. Mental break threshold plus 12%. Undergrounder is although a pretty good thing. Yeah, well. We have to rescue her. It's a sign! Let's just hope we're able to do so. Wait a sec, she's from the enemy faction. Yeah, okay, rest in peace. Gosh, that's so friggin' annoying. No, I have no chance. I have really no chance of saving her. There's, by no means I would be able to expand this place in a way that I would be able to keep a prisoner in here. So, rip morale. Gosh, that's annoying. Wow. First his brother and now his wife. Like, just when he was getting over the death of his brother, which just randomly fell from the sky just like his wife. You know, if you were asking yourself why he just wants to get away from this planet and get over it, I have no further questions now. Poor Bishop. That's Karmic Revenge Part 2. Dang. This poor fellow. I don't pity him. I don't envy him, I mean. I sure do pity him. I sure do pity him. So, give me a sec. The doorbell rang. Yeah, just like I had thought, it was something important. Somebody forgot to take his keys with her. A certain important somebody in my life, who's luckily not freezing outside there. So, let's see. The eclipse is finally over. Like, imagine, suddenly the sky turns dark because of the eclipse. Your batteries get a short circuit, and you have to quench down a fire, and then your wife drops from a drop pod in the sky, and all of a sudden she's not your wife anymore, but she's your enemy. And you're still sad about that. Bishop is no bad person whatsoever. He's still grieving for people where I don't know why. Okay. Now, our rice patches are growing friggin' fast, and I really enjoy that. That's why I love to plant down rice in this environment. It's such a friendly and... No, it's not friendly. It's not the right word. It's such a... good crop for these temperatures, because due to the fact that it grows that fast, it's never a huge problem when you have some sort of breakdown in terms of temperatures and such. Whenever you lose a harvest, it's not you're not instantaneously dead because of that, compared to a corn harvest or something like that. More demanding crops. So I don't want him to repeat that. Ugh. No, I just deleted those jobs by drafting him. Now, there we go. I prefer a uniformous growth speed, you know. So we got 142 out of one harvest. But this is not really representative because I lost one harvest in between. So it's going towards winter. I will still install the horseshoe pin now outside, because Bishop is by now insulated against minus 57-degree temperatures. So I don't need to be that angsty anymore about him just going outside and playing some horseshoes. I originally did that to prevent him from turning hypothermic, but due to the increases in his gear, this is no longer that necessary. And it also helps against the upcoming cabin fever, because he's, you know, quest failed. Sure. I don't know. I feel like the storyteller is quite cynical on me. He keeps dropping people from the skies that I can't save, spawning people that want to be rescued, which can't be rescued whatsoever. This is really, really cynical, you know. And this is just Cassandra. This is not Randy. You see? Time to tailor something new. Poor Bishop. It's a tough life out here. But now I'm really curious about the yields of the rice plants. So, about concerning the solar panels. Solar panels are behaving really, really odd at this point where I am. Because I'm in the polar region, as you see here, now I only get a lower yield out of these, and during the summer half year, the solar panels yield full power like 24 hours a day, and the output of the solar panels is more triggered by the season around me and less by the time of the day, which is a really, really interesting experience, because usually that's absolutely not how solar panels tend to behave. But I really dig that, honestly. I really, really dig that. So during the winter time, these grow less and less efficient. So 207 rice. So per harvesting cycle, I get a surplus of 50 to 60 rice. That's a lot. So I think... No, not again. I mean, I gotta admit, it's really not that far away, but it's still going to kill me. I don't know. Today's events are all like that. We have transport pod crashes, which we can't really rescue. We have... That's the second outdoor rescue event that crosses my paths. And yeah, that's just crazy. Alright, once the next harvest is through, I think I want to swap back to cotton again. And then we should be able to finish the flooring, so let's see what happens next. And yet again, the next thing to happen was just the harvest of those rice plants. But I'm not too surprised, and I'm not too in any way disappointed or such. The only thing I'm really hoping for is to see a new a new trade ship quite soon, because it is winter now, so... right on cue. Right on cue. So, chummy teak import. Sadly, my power died for a moment there. Oh, I'm living the big life right now as well. Okay. So let's see what chummy teak imports will do for me. Nothing, because they are yet again not buying anything from my items. Dang. What an unlucky episode. We will need to wait until there's another opportunity. At least they didn't sell anything too awesome here. The only thing I'm really sad about is that I have to pass on that marine armor, but seriously, chances to acquire such an item under these circumstances are not too high to begin with. So let's turn on the sun lamp again and sow out the cotton plants. So as you see now, during the winter time, the solar panels are kind of like almost not working at all, and that's because of the... yeah, that's just how the seasons here work. Thanks for that certain somebody who pointed that out in the comments. I really would have had more issues noticing that if you hadn't told me that the solar panels are more depending on the season than anything else. So, bye-bye chummy teak import company. You were more like an export company and less than an import company, but water down the bridge. So... I think with the next harvest of cotton plants, the interiors will be done, and from this point on, I will be able to create my own money out of these hydroponics, which is extremely, extremely good in my opinion, because, you know, one of my midterm goals is to see to a more humane style of living for Bishop. I want that these human leather items have to stop at some point. He's not that kind of deranged person. He just does what he needs to do to survive, and I want to give him a more humane living style. But for now, you know, survival ain't pretty. That's all I can say. And since the solar panels are now letting me down, I have to micromanage my power consumption during the winter time again, just making sure that I'm turning off the immensely costly sun lamp whenever the power grid is not really able to tackle them in a longer period of time, like now. Minus 4,000 watt. That's just way more than I want to pay at this point. I only got 2 batteries, you know. So we have to bounce back and forth again a little bit with the power consumption. But that's just what you got to do in this biome from time to time. I overall don't know if the solar generators are actually worth my time. I think I'm going to deconstruct the second one and rather put up another wind turbine, because as unreliable the wind turbines might be, at least they produce power around the year. There's never a real power outage on those. Whereas the solar panels, the biggest problem I got with the solar panels right now is that they're letting me down while I need them the most. That's just outright horrible, you know. Let's put that down like that. Because the winter time is always the time where I would need the extra power the most. And that's the only time of the year where I can't fully rely on those guys, and that's just horrible. So, rather exchange that. Okay. Poor old Bishop is now a little bit unhappy this winter because of his dead wife, but, well, rather cynical events. But maybe that also means that his karmic revenge now is over. I want to accumulate enough resources to give Hadley and Grump a proper burial later, because, you know, they were like the closest people to him that he had here. and they both had to die. I actually was willing to save Grump. And I don't know, with Hadley crash landed down there. There was in the midst of the winter. Even if Bishop would have ran off immediately, he was already dead the moment he crash landed there. So it was basically the storyteller slam dunking 30 days of minus 20 mood on me. Just because. But you know, sometimes that's just how it is. Poor old Bish. Food poisoning. Man. Humans forced weather. Julian human. Do I really want to get somebody who's called human? And you know, a few episodes ago I said yes to a forced fog weather event, and I regretted that so friggin' hard. So I'll rather not. Okay, the Lobo Coalition people are attacking us yet again. I like that, because that person is wielding a knife. Treasures! Well, at this, in this game mode, you know, in this game mode, you value every little scrap of material. I love that. So he's already frostbitten. I don't think I need to go outside there to finish Krokov. Poor guy. Thanks for the pemmican, though. Well, minus 82 degree outside is nothing to take easy. Major break. No. Foolish me. He's food poisoned, you know. Okay. Ambrosia binging. There's no ambrosia here. Well, at least I don't care what he's doing as long as he's not turning himself hypothermic there. Okay. 16% hypothermia. Okay, he's at least no longer food poisoned. And the ambrosia is now gone, so there's... I think he's going to get through that. Woo! These surprise shock moments. But, you know, I can't understand that. Imagine that guy, poor old Bishop, seeing these ambrosia fruits here. I think that's the first time we had contact with ambrosia since we crash landed in this godforsaken place. So I totally understand him. Like, oh, finally, something happy, something healthy. Especially when you're suffering from a food poisoning at the same moment, you know. Anywho, cooking went up to 3 at this point. We're slowly getting there. And somebody mentioned, oh yeah, now let's do this before I forget it again. A really valuable mentioning there was a plant pot, and I'll actually put that, make that plant pot out of wood. Plant pots give me the ability to train plants, obviously, without suffering from too much micromanagement, and they also make the room more neat. You know, this is now a very impressive room, even though it's dirty. So now we're, come on, Bishop, I told you to clean this room. Why does it, it's still dirty because of the dirty spotches there. Of course. Okay, so the cotton harvest is upon us, and that's going to be the end of this room with no flooring. Me happy now. So the next step, I want to plant down some more rice and finish the carpeting. And then I think it's about time to consider expanding, because, you know, I got food, I got heating, I got more power than I need. The only thing I'm lacking right now is building material, but, well, that has never been up to me to provide that. This is all, since I started here, building material was something that has to be provided by the storyteller, so... Come on, dude. Do it, do it, do it. Oh, man. I'm so happy for him. So we finally have this room completely furnished, nice and everything. So for some reason there's still dirt somewhere. I don't know where, but look at that. Civilization. And still 100 units of cloth left. So that means I'd be even able to to create myself some new recreational items. So cargo pods. What did fall from the sky? Goose eggs! Oh my god! Eggs are so friggin' good because they provide a lot of sustenance compared to crops. They are like superfood. If you check this out, there's 0.25 per egg in nutrition, and rice has 0.05 nutrition per rice, so this is really powerful. Okay, we're going to expand our storage zone here, and let's do a thing. I want to clear everything, but I want to favor this place for apparel for the moment. Or is that good? No, it's not. It's not. Let's rather do this for not apparel but medicine. This should do the trick. Duh. Alright. We'll be getting there. We'll be getting there. What's also something I don't want to sell away? Components. There we go. I just want to make sure that these items are not blocking the storage for the eggs, because these eggs, they spoil in 15 days, and that would be a tragedy if they did. Okay, friends, so I'd say we did enough for one episode. So we're still stuck in the winter here, but look at this. It's finally a fine carpeted... No, it's not fine carpeting. Could do that though in the long run, but it's a carpeted room. Bishop is now finally happy enough here. Very impressive dining room, very impressive bedroom, extremely comfortable. For now, life couldn't be better. Well, okay, maybe if we resurrect his wife, that would be an improvement. But until then, it's only up to me to say thanks yet again for watching. I hope you guys enjoy the ride as much as I do. Feel free to drop me a comment down below. We have sadly to wait for more building materials, but they will come, I'm pretty sure. Leave a thumbs up for this series if you want to make it more visible to the algorithm. I would be more than grateful. And like I mentioned it several times before, a subscription to my channel helps a ton. Turn on those notifications and you won't miss any future releases from my side. Be that as it may, I wish you guys a wonderful time and see you soon. Stay safe. Bye-bye.